So we are here at the Town of Millsboro, and I had the great opportunity to meet with the Town Manager Sheldon Hudson, who's going to answer a few questions and tell us a little bit about this great town. Okay, so we're here with Sheldon Hudson, the Town Manager, and thank you for talking with me today. But one question was about how the Town of Millsboro was named the fastest growth in Sussex County in 2019. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So as you mentioned, the Town of Millsboro is very fast growing. We actually had a month last year in 2019 where we had 50 building permits for new homes issued in a single month. So
wow.
if you extrapolate that out, that's about 100 to 150 people moving into your town in a single month. So that's tremendous growth, and we're excited to see that growth. There's a lot of demand for more services, more retail, and so obviously with the residential growth, you can bring commercial growth as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it sounds like you guys are growing. I see a lot of businesses popping up out on the highway, a lot of new names coming about, so that's exciting. What is in store for downtown?
So as your viewers have probably noticed, recently DelDOT did a project where they did a railroad replacement in downtown Millsboro. But along with that railroad replacement, there were new sidewalks added, there was some new pavement laid down. So we're thinking that ends up being the first step of a multi-step process to revitalize the downtown. The town is planning on doing new sidewalks downtown in the coming months, and then working with DelDOT on new sidewalks, paving, and stormwater work on State Street in the spring. So this is just the beginning of a revitalized downtown, and I believe an increase in property values and an increase in the number of owner-occupied units downtown as well.
Okay, great. And you guys are looking to bring new business even to downtown as well as what you have going on out on the highway.
Absolutely. We feel like if we show the investor community, the realtor community, that we're serious about investing in our downtown, the investments will follow from the private sector. So that's the reason why things like the sidewalk project that's coming up are so important to the town.
Great. So we're standing in front of this mill. What is this mill all about for Millsboro?
So obviously we have a history as a town of grist mills. There's actually only one standing mill remaining in the Millsboro area, Warren's Mill, which is in disrepair and unfortunately looks like it may have to come down in the near future. But grist mills are an important part of the history of Millsboro for sure.
Great. Okay, so I noticed on the town website it says that you guys are pro-business and pro-family. What does that mean?
So Millsboro really prides itself in being pro-business and pro-family, and I think whereas maybe some of the beach communities are focusing heavily on folks that are new to the area or maybe that are retirees, we really want to focus on having a lot of demographic diversity, a lot of demographic balance. So we want to make sure that people, young, middle-aged, and seniors, feel welcome in Millsboro. So we're focusing on drawing new employers to the town that will not only offer retail jobs to our residents, but also jobs in other fields as well. Merck has a large presence in Millsboro. M&T has a large operations center, and Merck and M&T alone employ about 1,000 people in the town of Millsboro.
Wow, that is a lot. And if somebody were to move out of this town a long time ago and now come back and see the growth and what's different, what has been added, do you think, in the past couple years? Like, what are some new things?
Well, we always want to honor our blue-collar roots. I like to think of us as being an upscale blue-collar town now where we're beginning to see some shift in our demographics, and so we're focusing on recruiting the retail that people are saying that they want to see. So in just the last few years, we've had Chick-fil-A come to town, Starbucks, Jersey Mike's. We have an Avid Hotel under construction right now. Grotto Pizza is under construction. Texas Roadhouse is supposed to start site work in the coming weeks. So those are just a few of the many names, and we are working to continue to recruit retail. We've heard through surveys that people would like to see more grocery store options, department stores, the list goes on, family entertainment centers, and those are all things that we're continuing to work to recruit to come to the town of Millsboro.
So it sounds like you said that you've been actually surveying the people that live here to see what they want and trying to meet those needs for the people.
Absolutely. We take that very seriously, trying to be responsive to what our residents say that they'd like to see.
Awesome. And what advice for those wanting to bring business to the town here?
Well, I would say you'll find a very warm reception. Again, we pride ourselves in being business friendly. If you take inflation into account, we've actually seen our property taxes drop about 15% over the last decade. Impact fees have dropped about 20% over the last few years. We actually had a developer come to town about 5 years ago and then return a few months ago and say that their cost avoidance is about $100,000 compared to what they would have had to spend 5 years ago. So we've really worked to go from business friendly to very business friendly in recent years, and we really pride ourselves in that.
Yeah, and one other thing I wanted to point out, I see a lot of new restaurants going up and new stores, but also there's a big healthcare aspect coming to Millsborough where BB has their new health facility.
The Peninsula Regional Medical System, now known as Title Health, recently expressed an interest in building a large ambulatory campus on the north end of Millsborough, and there was actually an associated annexation of about 40 acres on the north side of Millsborough. So that's just one of many annexations we've seen in recent years, and we really pride ourselves in that development, that growth, and whereas some towns shy away from it, we embrace it because we believe that growth is a positive thing when it's done right.
Definitely, yeah, especially when it's done right. And it sounds like, from the looks of it and from the sounds of it, you guys are doing things right. So I appreciate the time and
absolutely
all of the input about this beautiful town.
My pleasure.
So this plaque is at the town center in Millsborough, and it tells us a little bit about the town, how for centuries it was an important meeting place for the Native American residents of the Delaware Peninsula. So there's two lots here. One is 65 by 110 and the other is 60 by 110. And what that equals out to, both of them are just about 0.3 acres, so over a quarter acre that you could purchase if you were to purchase both lots. So each lot is about 0.15, one is 0.16 acres. They're each offered at $134,900. So a few fun facts about the town of Millsborough. It is along the US 113 highway, and it connects to the highway Route 24 that goes to the beaches. It is less than 20 miles from a lot of our coastal communities. So Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, Fenwick Island, all of those really are about 20 miles away, so not far at all. And the town also sits on the Indian River, so you can take a boat ride out of the Indian River. There's a park down the street that has a boat ramp, and that actually leads out to the Atlantic Ocean. There is a bowling alley here, there is an art league here, and there may be future growth for some more future things for the town, for events and family activities and things like that. There's no sales tax in Delaware, and the property taxes are pretty low, which a lot of people do like to buy here because of that. So if you're considering moving your family or your business to the town of Millsborough, give me a call.